artists, there's big drama in the art world right now, and I'm super excited to talk. No, I'm just kidding. Not super excited to talk about it, but I feel like this would be a good video to kind of give like a lesson, not attack an artist or a person at all, just more of a lesson kind of thing. And the first part I want to talk about is Toodles. She is the streamer on Twitch, and what she did was pretty bad because she made it worse for herself than it actually was than the thing that she did. So pretty much what happened is she joined an art contest earlier this year, and she did a digital art piece of this design right here. And so she did like your color, add a name, all that kind of stuff, a cyberpunkish kind of thing. All is fine. She joined the contest. She did an art video on her YouTube channel, and that's pretty much it, right? Well, turns out she copy paste the design that she got. So the outline of that design is actually from another artist called Koyo Ren. And it wouldn't have been a big deal if she credited them, right? Because it's not her art piece, it's not hers. But she didn't credit them. And it would have been fine. I'd be like, hey, I forgot to credit them because it got called out months later kind of thing. And she didn't showcase the part where she traced that outline on the video. She only showcased when she colored the picture on the video kind of thing with her own colors and stuff like that. So this is the original. This is the this is Toodle's piece right here, and this is the original piece right here. So as you can see, the complete difference right here. One part that it got me confused of what she said. She said it took 60 hours to create hers. For me, honestly, when you're copying and paste something like that, it will never take 60 hours. I'm sorry, but that's the one part I think she's trying to maybe put credit in herself, like she's trying to save face kind of thing. In my opinion, she should have like, hey, I did what I did. I forgot to credit. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I wouldn't say that because you know how Twitter model could be, but I would have been like, all right, you know, I take my L. I forgot to credit artist, and that's that. She didn't do that. She doubled down. She went into an alternative account, Netsuku, and this was the tweet right here. So in this tweet, in the Netsuku, this is the alternative account. It's actually proven that it was actually hers, and she also did say that it was her alternative account because she panicked, and you know what? She's human, right? Well, this is what the Twitter said. Doesn't she credit the original artist on her YouTube, where you can see the literal speed painting on her doing it? Art adaptations are a thing. See here, and she linked the video to YouTube. Now, this would have been a big deal if this was actually a real person, not her, and if she actually did credit and people just missed it. Well, she did update the video and credit the artist, but that's after she got called out, and that's after she tried to lie and pretend to be somebody else, and she panicked. It is what it is, and because especially like if you've never been in a situation like that, you don't know what you're gonna do, right? You may do the most stupidest thing ever, and that's one of the dumbest things this person could have done, Toodles could have done, and that's that pretty much, right? Throughout all of that, she got called out, and she got backlash. Some deserve, some don't. Because again, I understand holding people accountable, but I don't understand when people really go in and try to attack their like personal lives or like do hell of a drama kind of thing, right? She doubled down. She messed up, and it is what it is. And like she got hold accountable. She she had a little reflect. She even apologized to the artist, and she also did this. She made 2 apologies posts. One of them, she kind of contradict herself that she said that she never made an alternative account. She never done that before. And then like on the next paragraph, she said I made an alternative account, stuff like that. So this is the second one. That I believe this is the second one. And with this one, she did she said that she did trace it. She did not credit. She did say 60 hours, but I still don't believe that. Honestly, in my personal art opinion, I do not believe that took 60 hours. But hey, that's just me. But yeah, she apologized to the artist. She sent a message to the artist, which is right here. She sent a message to the artist via Discord, and they put a green Tom, take the video down, and that's pretty much it. And that's the way to do it, right? When you get called out, don't make it worse. I know it could be a very stressful situation, and it may happen to me, it may happen to you. And you never know you're getting called out when you have no intent of like ill intent when you're taking reference of an art piece and creating your own kind of thing, right? Especially right now with the weird old AI stuff. Now, she did hold herself accountable, but why do I bring this up with the next piece? Well, it kind of relates to this a little bit because there's actually emo drama of kind of the same situation right here, and I'll explain right now. So, This artist named Ave or something like that. Sorry, I get the name wrong. Well, this artist had a well, I don't think they're artists. I believe this is a streamer actually. I'm very sorry. This streamer called out a artist slash streamer Aoki about copying her emote. Here it is right here. So as you can see right here is the original, trace, and then trace, like just showcasing the difference and stuff like that. For me, if you don't look at all the frames of this, you can say, oh yeah, that's trace, right? When you break it down, if you look at the mouth, it's a little bit different. If you look at the frame a little bit, the pom-poms is a little bit different, but not that much different. And the outline is different. But it's way too heavily influenced of the original emo. That's the problem. And that's what we had a problem on the previous claim right there. It was like they did too much. It was too much tracing and stuff like that. The problem is this person never credit her or her artist about the email. But here's where it gets a little bit tricky and a little bit blurry. This is what I mean, it gets blurry because Aoki and her actually have a conversation about it's okay to use heavily referenced emails like on her email. This is the reason why it gets a little bit blurry because I think they misunderstood each other, and this is his statement based on her first statement. Now, I'm not gonna go through a whole thing. Don't worry, I actually read the whole thing, but I'm not gonna do that on a video. So what I'm gonna talk about is sort of little parts of his counter argument about how emotes are transformative. You know how like everybody uses Twitch emotes like Pepe the Frog, and they kind of change it to their own character, in their own way, kind of thing. Well, he kind of his argument was pretty much that. So if you go right here, not that one. So you can see right here, this is just a frame by frame kind of thing. How that was different. Even I kind of saw that it was like a little bit different, and the style was a little bit different. But it was still a copy. It was still a copy for sure. But so he just pointed out right here how in this one, she pretty much is copying the same thing as the Let's Go. But the thing is, it's like you could tell that this was more of like drawn like from scratch kind of thing compared to this. If it was actually copied, you would tell if you place this on this. Maybe they did shrunk it in order to fit the face better. I don't know. That is a possibility, but they just probably just went over and added their own shading and stuff like that. And well, she said that also her March email is the same thing as Misket's March. They're like exactly the same thing, and it was just transformative kind of thing. That was pretty much like his argument within his twitlonger kind of thing. And also like they had a conversation about, hey, I made this email, like thank you for all the advice and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna read the conclusion part of where he pretty much says that Eva is someone I consider a friend or at least a colleague that without warning blocked me on every platform without informing me on why 6 months later she makes a call out post and gains the support of thousands of new followers, weaponize those followers against me, ultimately takes down my email and uses all publicity to try to further her own career. She was attacked my livelihood reputation over something that could have been settled over a simple DM. Now that's the part that I actually do agree with him. She went way too far for something over like this kind of thing. If she had a problem, remember he was talking with her through messages about the email and stuff like that. She knew about it long ago, or maybe she didn't see it. I don't know, but because she did also make a claim after this, and I think like over like blowing it up on Twitter and like going crazy with it kind of thing, it's kind of like, oh, it's not really a good look in my opinion. But I can understand why she's frustrated too. Don't get me wrong, I can understand why she's frustrated and wanted to like bring this out. But calling someone out online and Twitter about them doing something really wrong should be the last resort kind of thing. You handle it privately, talk with them, telling your frustration and stuff like that. And if they don't respond, if they don't want to talk to you, then you should do a quit longer and call them out publicly. That's just my opinion, and hopefully I don't know what you guys' opinion on that. Now, after an hour reading this, I finally got the full arguments of both sides, because this is another this is like a more full thread of her against Aoki, I guess you could say. Pretty much, again, I'm gonna paraphrase a lot of things, but if you guys do want to read all of this, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like put all the links in the description so you guys can read it for yourself if you guys want to do that. But I'll try to break it down as much as I can within this few seconds. So on the first part, she's pretty much saying I understand where the misunderstanding came from, and where like I think the DMCA was too harsh, but she said that please, I will take out the DMCA because that would like unhurt his channel kind of thing, and online, but just don't use the cheer emote as a paid perk kind of thing. Now she has a lot of table contents. I'm like, whoo, okay. It took me a while to read this kind of thing, right? But I'm gonna. She does break it down of why his argument does not really work as much more. The one part that I kind of thought was a little bit weird at first, kind of like you kind of knew about the cheer email, but you didn't really say anything until months later. But then again, you could put like, oh, I thought you were just gonna reference it, but not fully copy it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's where their misunderstanding came from. But you know, I'm gonna break it down. I promise. All right, so the first part is going to show the frame by frame, the opacity, all that kind of stuff. As you can see, the emotes are not exactly the same, but for the untrained eye, they are look pretty much the same, right? Even though it's different outline, different shading kind of thing. Even though it was created from scratch, because in Aoki's Twitlonger, there was a frame where they kind of broke down the leg, the arms, and the head, and the body, all the kind of stuff to make that anime emote. So it wasn't like trace every single that, or else like it would have been like almost identical in frame by frame kind of thing. Like almost like pretty much 100%. But when you look at this, it's not 100% the same. But it was too heavily referenced. It was too heavily used. But they could have probably done too. Also, is like have her emo in the background and put the new emo in the front to kind of use that as a reference and probably the same movements kind of stuff. They could have done that kind of thing. Then she goes right here. There's actually a Google talking about referencing, copying, and tracing kind of thing. Where when you trace one, it's like you're just tracing the same outline, the same character, and you probably add some stuff here and there. The same thing with like pretty much copy is the same thing. You know, your copy tracing is pretty much the same thing. I don't know why it's drawing over the original online line by line. Intimidating of the drawing similar to the original art. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, really, if I'm being honest. Anyways, you always credit the artist. Referencing is pretty much you look at what they're doing, or their artwork, or the original artwork, and then you create your own thing with different like character, style, and stuff like that. You change certain things, but use the same anatomy, which is fine, and you don't 100% have to credit the artist, but it's nice to credit the artist, but you don't always have to because you create your own thing. Anyways, we're gonna go down here where it's like when you go frame by frame, it's as you can see. Even though the image was created all by itself, so as you can see right here, which I should have shown this a long time, I'm not gonna lie. God damn, I'm a bad YouTuber. Anyways, as you can see right here, it was created like by itself. It wasn't like fully traced. But, hey, I could be wrong because remember they had talks of how to create their email, and maybe they figured out a way to copy each hand and stuff like that. I don't know, but just because they broke it piece by piece, as you can see, they did like what I thought they did, where they had the original emo on the bottom and they put the new one in the front and kind of do their own thing and kind of change it that way. So here's the problem with this email, and she does break it down a little bit later, is it's too similar. It's the same character pretty much. It was just too similar. It was just too similar. That's the problem with it. If they had like a smaller character, and they have like a character with a mask on, if they had like, instead of going up and down, or do it faster, kind of like going faster a little bit, or side by side, and there would have been no problem. But as you can see right here, yeah, that's what it looks like. They had the original and a new one on the front. So as you can see right here, there is an animated email of the Pepe, as he said that this one was probably copied from her email because it was done a year later by Cody Brabs. I don't know how you say that, but myself. And he created a Pepe-like emote of the cheer. Now, why is this not a problem? Well, the thing is, they created their own animation of it. They didn't copy the arms, the leg, the face, all that kind of stuff of frame by frame. As you can see, it's completely different. It just goes faster and stuff like that. That's what you call referencing, because they referenced the cheer emote, but they created their own character and they made their own animations go a little bit faster, stuff like that. And they changed it enough where it's like, okay, that's cool. Okay, you can tell the complete difference, and that's the way to do it, kind of thing. Now, the argument of the Mystic of March. Well, her email and his email are like, I guess they're similar. I couldn't find the email or something like that because again, it's not a paid perk. And that's what one of her arguments is. She actually contacted the original artist and actually got the permission of the original artist of the Miskiv March. Now, but since Miskiv commissioned that artist to create that emote, she couldn't fully use it for herself as a paid perk, so she used it as a free animated emote for people to use. To be fair, because she doesn't have the she doesn't have the permission of the original commissioner, since he owns the rights to that emote pretty much. So this is the part where, especially when I talk about it in the previous, where like I think you should not call out this streamer publicly. You should have tried to get it privately instead, unless he ignores you. Well, she kind of does talk about it right here, where she says, "Why did you ignore plus block Aoki rather than communicate this issue?" See, pretty much, here's the key word right here. I expected a veteran streamer with an established audience to understand the etiquette and norms in relation to their livelihood. Now, the key word right here is expect. The expect. No, the key word is expect, and that's the problem is you should never expect something out of anybody, especially if they've even been a veteran or they've been in the industry for a while. You should never expect them to know everything or expect that they know about this kind of stuff, about copyright, copy, tracing, referencing, all this kind of stuff. They should, but not everybody's gonna do all that. Some streamers, content creators, just hire artists to do the work. They do the work and that's it. They don't look more into it because it's just emotes. It's just this and that. It's just not. It's like to them, it's not a big deal, but to us, it could be a big deal. Like for her, it was a big deal, right? But that's the one thing I do want to say is like never expect anything from anybody or to understand everything about like these certain situations kind of thing, especially even for veteran streamers. I know a lot of veteran streamers that just hire artists, do the art, and that's it, and then move on. Which she does talk about right here. The assumption is something that I regret because reading his statement made me realize that he genuinely lacked any understanding about the widely held beliefs, expectations of the community. I tell you, don't assume bad faith from people, but I was truly blindsided by the fact that professional content creator could be in this community for nearly a decade without becoming familiar with the issue of art theft and what constitutes referencing versus closely copying versus tracing. This is what I mean. A lot of people don't know the difference of that. I talked about this on the previous thing that we talked in the video. It's like a lot of people don't know the difference between copying, tracing, and referencing. Now people know. So that's the one thing I do also like tell artists. Just make sure you don't do this. And then if somebody does come to you and tell you that they made this, if you don't feel okay with it, you better tell them right away instead of ignoring it or moving on or expecting, oh, they probably are gonna learn that hey, they can't use this. It's for a paid. So this is the part where I was surprised. He said when I made the call out, I was blocked by Aoki and could not message him directly. This is corroborated by his twitlongers. So it's like I'm confused now. It's like you block him first, so he blocks you, or he block. I try to figure out the timeline, but some of this stuff is weird. I'm just saying. I don't know. One of them is like lying about the timestamp, but it still doesn't really change everything really. I'm gonna end this saga with her summary because it pretty much summarized everything on this part right here. But pretty much like her calling him out was like her attempt was to call out the art, but not the streamer herself. It's mostly about the art and more educating people about how referencing, copying, and tracing works, other than just like that kind of thing. She does not do Twitch as a career. It's more of a thing that she loves doing, and she does have a full-time job. So that's why it took a long time. She kind of like figured this all out, kind of thing. So the part that like she did not meant to send ill intent on her, but again, when he made his song, I'm pretty sure it happened to her too, where there was ill intent against her as well. That's what happens when you call people on Twitter. It's like there's always gonna be bad apples who's gonna like state weird things because they're weirdos. So this is the part where her response, Aoki hurt her, you know, that kind of thing, which I kind of do agree, but we gotta be realistic about this part. I made a public statement about Aoki because I believe he demonstrated wrong. He wronged me, my artist, my animator. My statement was made to raise awareness about the art theft being normalized in content creating space, even among large creators. To attempt to reach him with a request for removal of the emotes which were mutually blocked, I absolutely condemn the behavior of the malicious people who saw this opportunity to make personal attacks. Now, for me personally, guys, realistically, content, emotes, artwork were always going to be copied, and it's going to be copy paste is all the time is never gonna stop, and she is doing a good job of like, you know, taking people down, of like trying to copy her emotes and stuff. She does say that her emotes are like her biggest brand kind of thing. I do understand that, but it's gonna continue happening, and it within the content space kind of thing. I just hate that I had to go to this twitlongers stuff and be public, because nobody really likes drama, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't like drama. She took a lot of time to write this. Ayuka took a lot of time to write this. Right or wrong, it just sucks that got to this point where people, they're calling each other out on social media, because that's when a lot of hate comes in, and I just wish like it would have handled differently. But you know, nothing's perfect, and you know, if they mostly mutually blocked each other, even if she could call him out a long time ago, but she didn't because she was too busy or something like that, or just kind of forgot it a little bit. I don't know. I think she's in a right, in my personal opinion. And I believe the only people that are mostly wrong, because I think Aoki just doesn't understand tracing, referencing, all that kind of stuff. So I don't really fully blame him. He doesn't fully understand that. Now he does. The people that are wrong is pretty much people that are like attacking each other's communities. They're just weirdos. Yeah, and then pretty much again, she was just attacking the art, not him, not the streamer itself. Just kind of like trying to educate the art aspect of things, and I do like agree with that thing, because a lot of people don't understand it as much. Even for me, even sometimes I don't understand it as much. That's why I try to avoid to do fan art or like any like type of artwork that other person made. I just try to create my own thing, or as she says, reference stuff. But that's pretty much it. I don't try to do this because I try to avoid this kind of stuff. Every time when I get commissioned to do emote, I was trying to find a different way, not just in color, because color is not really everything, but more in the expression of the face. I was trying to change it different, my own art style, my own outline, stuff like that. And that's the same thing I do with art in general, because this is the best way to avoid all this kind of stuff. And it sucks that this happened. And that's pretty much it, really. So this was a drama that happened within like the span of a month or so, and this is what like the best way. This all has to do with just, I guess, artists or people need to learn about referencing, copying, and you know, tracing kind of thing. Even sometimes I gotta like remind myself, and I'm an artist. But then again, like, because like the reason I had to kind of educate myself on it is because I don't trace. You know what I mean? Like in that aspect, or I reference. Every artist reference. There's not like, come on. But like the thing is, I don't copy or trace. Even when I feel okay, when I make an artwork and I heavily like reference, but it's like it kind of getting close to copy or something like that. I'm like, then I don't really use the artwork as like, I don't use it for like to make money off it or anything like that. I just kind of, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll put this in the back burner. I'll go look back at that, and I'll create my own thing after that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that reference and I'll create my own thing later on, kind of thing, and make it different. So this is just so you guys to avoid all of this kind of stuff, of this drama kind of thing. Toodles messed up. She held herself accountable. She messed up, like, you know, doing an all account, but you know, that's accountable kind of thing. You know, just like she did the whole she did the tracing, not referencing kind of thing. And this one right here, the guy did, or whoever the animator was, which I don't blame the emo artist, because they just take directions of what the creator wants, the streamer wants. Sometimes you could be like, I can't do this, or you know what, whatever, I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? Especially if you're new to the emo world. So I don't fully feel like, I don't fully blame the artist for just doing what the commissioner wanted, kind of thing. But you know, I don't know. The artist could have been like, hey, I can't really do this because it's the same thing as this, you know, kind of thing. But again, they don't know. A lot of people are learning this thing, especially in their early art career. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys hit the like, subscribe. Much love, everybody. Thank you guys again for we're getting close to 700 subscribers. And hopefully the next video will not be about art drama. But peace out. Much love. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Whoop.